year, you know, I don't really, I rarely have a tough time saying good things about our seniors. But you know what? This might be the easiest year. This might be the easiest year to say something good about each one of our seniors. John averaged about 5 rebounds a game, averaged about 12.45 points per game, shot about 40% from 3. But John averaged 5 rebounds a game. Last year he averaged 2.1 rebounds per game. 2.2. I think I'm shortchanged. I think it's 2.2. I'm sorry. I think 2.2 rebounds per game. I said, how you 6'4" and 2.2 rebounds per game? I mean, you know, I could go out there 54 years old and 2 of them fall in my hand. You know, like most of the game. You know, he just couldn't get him into the boards. Didn't do very good there. Also led our team in charges picked up this year. Charges picked up. Last year, 2 years ago, if he saw somebody coming, he got out of the way. You know, led our team in charges picked up. Coach Reeb says several times, he goes, I don't understand how you talk. You know, John sees what's going on defensively better than about anybody we got. I said he didn't a year ago. He didn't 2 years ago. Huge difference in his game this year and last year. Huge difference. And you know, last year he got off to a pretty good start, and everybody, you know, John's playing well. Yeah, John scored. John didn't do anything to score, but John was scoring. Well, then the second half of the year, things didn't go very well. He couldn't score. So now things didn't go well at all because he didn't guard very well, didn't rebound, and wasn't scoring. But, you know, first part of the year he scored. This year he scored, and when he didn't score, he was still a pretty good player. You know, he was still going to get 4 or 5 rebounds a game. He was still going to do a pretty good job defensively. He was still going to show some toughness in there. You know, he was going to do some different things. Just a much better player than he was a year ago. And again, not because he averaged 3 or 4 points more per game, just because he was a lot better player. And you know, big change in his approach to things. I'm going to guess that he's got a little different approach to. I'm sure he doesn't appreciate it yet, but I'm sure he's got a little different approach to what he had to my son last year. Because my son's all over. Justin's all over. I'd say all the time, Justin, stop it. You're not helping any. But Justin was frustrated. He didn't think John played as hard as he should. Well, John this year was a senior, and John set the pace in practice. And I think he understood a lot more how the seniors felt last year because, you know, he wanted to have some success. And he set the pace in practice. And again, I would not have seen that coming. I thought we were going to have very limited senior leadership this year, and our senior leadership was pretty good. I mean, here you got a guy, Jack, who's playing as hard as he is in practice and not getting a lot of minutes. That shows a lot of leadership. Josh was great with the younger kids. He was very positive. Just was a positive influence on all of them. And John was playing as hard as anybody in practice day in, day out. And that's leadership. That's what leadership's about. You know, my dad taught me that 35 years ago when he left the job, and I was about 17 years old, and he said, you're in charge of the job. We're in construction. I said, I'm in charge of the job. I said, I don't know what's going on here. He goes, no. He said, you're going to set the pace. He said, the guys that are working here are not going to work any harder than you work because they're going to look at the boss's son and see how hard he's working. And I never forgot that. They're not going to work harder. The seniors are going to set the pace for your practice. The coaches are going to set the pace for the practice. And I think we do a pretty good job. I think the coaches do a pretty good job of setting the pace. And I thought our seniors did a pretty good job of setting the pace this year. You know, and that's really important. I didn't know if that was going to happen when we first started. I didn't see that happen. So I was, you know, this has probably been, of course it's coming off one that wasn't a real good one, but this has probably been as enjoyable year as I've had coaching in a long time. And if I didn't enjoy it at all, I quit. I mean, contrary to what you might think, I don't get paid a lot of money to coach. So I quit. If I wasn't enjoying it, I quit. Last year was a tough year. You know, it just didn't go as well as we would have hoped, and you know, it was just a tough year. Just, you know, I wasn't sure after that, but this one was really good. I really enjoyed it. Kids were great. Played hard, practiced hard. I thought our seniors did a really good job, and our upperclassmen did a really good job with the younger kids. And I thought the younger kids responded and accepted their role a little bit. And that wasn't necessarily the case last year. I don't know that the seniors did a great job with the younger kids, and I'm not sure the younger kids respected the seniors as much as they should have. You know, and again, which came first, I don't know. It's not, I don't know. It's hard for me to say that. But this year I thought, again, I don't know what all goes on. Maybe I'm missing things. Maybe the camaraderie wasn't as good as I think it is. But I thought it was pretty good. I really thought that we had just a good chemistry with the group. I thought, again, the older kids were really good with the younger kids, and I thought the younger kids respected the older kids, and I just thought the chemistry was really good. We weren't a great team. We were pretty good at the end. We weren't real good until middle of January. You know, I think some people were, you know, oh yeah, we're winning these games. Yeah, we didn't beat anybody who was any good. We were beating the bad teams and losing to the good teams. But about the middle of January, we started to get better. By the end of the year, we were pretty good. And if you watched it all, if you looked out and watched the 1A state championship or saw any of the games there, the teams that are played for the 1A state championship this year aren't any better than we are. You know, we could have won a 1A state championship this year. You know, if we get out of a regional, we could win a state championship this year. And we could have got out of regional. It would have been tough, but we could have. So, I mean, I thought we still were a little bit lacking in experience. You know, we had sophomores at the guard spots, a lot of, but I thought we were still lacking a little bit. We got tougher as the year wore on, but we still weren't quite tough enough. I thought, you know, Madison, we could have won if we'd have been tougher in the first half. We were soft in the first half, and second half I thought we played quite a bit stronger, quite a bit tougher, and we had a chance to win. And as I told the seniors at the end of the year, I said, I hope next year and the following year, if we have the kind of success we think we can have, that you feel like you're part of it, that you feel like you did your share to kind of, and you have. And I think that's one of the things that if you look back over 30-plus years I've been here, you know, one of the reasons Coach Kipping comes back to coach, Coach Heimos came back to coach, and Coach Adam Young came back to coach. They respect the program. They want the program to be, you know, what it's been. Coach Kipping in particular, he said, I'm just so proud to be part of this again. And he said, and I want these kids to realize what I didn't necessarily realize while I was going through. I want them to realize all the things all the positives and all the things they got going for them. Some of the things that I never knew until I got to be in the 20s and 30s and then go, man, you know, I was part of that. So, I mean, I love it that guys like Coach Kipping come back and Adam Young comes back and Dan Heimos come back, because it's Coach Steve Whiteman's coming back now and doing some work with us. You know, played for us years back, and they're just proud to be part of the program. So I think we're back there in that regard. When he said you're back, I think we're back because our talent levels is up. I don't think we've ever lacked for effort. Even when things weren't going very well, the effort wasn't bad. We just didn't have enough players to be real successful. We got enough players now. Now we just have to be a little tougher. Be a little tougher and maybe work at just a little bit harder, and you know, maybe we're up there like Bree Central or I don't know who we want, Woodlawn, you know, Woodlawn, maybe we're up there. But you know, you can't make that the bottom line. If that's the bottom line, you're not going to be successful unless you do that. Well then, you know, let's face it, you got to be a little lucky. Things got to go your way. You can't make that the bottom line. This is a successful year this year. This is successful. We got better as the year went on. We got tougher mentally as the year went on. We seemed to enjoy playing. Kids seem to enjoy playing with each other. That's got to be a successful year. If that's not a successful year, then if you're going to ride, if it's going to ride on the fact whether you win 20, 25 games, well then, you know what? You don't have any control of that. You know, we were lucky we didn't get any injuries. You know, we were lucky that this broke our way, that broke our way. You can't make winning and losing as the ultimate goal. It can't be. Because if it is, you're going to end up short too many times. The ultimate goal has got to be, did you put the effort in? Did you mature? Did you get tougher mentally and physically as the year wore on? And did you learn to work with people? And I thought we did this year. That's why I said, that's why I think it was a very successful year. Coach Socek, anything to add?